How we doing, guys? Here we are back again with Before the Whistle Blows. I just want to start. Corey, are you all right, mate? I just saw you in the background. You were throwing the shapes, man.
It's an absolute banger. Never gets old.
You were throwing the shapes there, man.
Mate, I'm loving it. I'm loving life. Undefeated on Before the Whistle Blows. That's what it's all about. First season, undefeated, it'll never happen again. I've done it. So, lovely stuff.
I thought you was having an epileptic fit in the background there.
I don't know what's going on. I thought, is that Corey, that? But yeah, you stole the show there, man. But we are joined as well by Ben Brady from Rivalry Aside. How are things, mate?
Not too bad, lad. Just coming off a terrible week in the Champions League, but couldn't ask for a better weekend to jump back on with you boys, especially when Leeds are playing Liverpool, lad. So, not too bad, lad, yeah.
Good stuff. But yeah, obviously, Hal, you are with us again, mate. How are things?
I love your new get-up. Can we have a look, Oscar? You've got the little mouthpiece. You've got the headphones.
NFL coaching. An NFL coach now. That's what I've become overnight.
You're very, very loud.
He's horrible. He's done you over there.
Could you just say for me, good afternoon, passengers. This is your pre-boarding announcement for Flight 898 to Rome. We are now inviting all of you with small children and any passengers requiring special assistance to begin boarding at this time. Could you just say that for me?
I'll let it go, Hal, because you're going down, so, you know, it's you can have a go at me all you want.
Come along. I've got a serious question for you. Did you train to be a pilot, or do you just wing it?
Good stuff.
We've got to like enjoy this because we've only got like 7 games left of Hull, haven't we? Really, so.
Yep, 7 more Hull.
I did hear a rumour that Hal was going to stay on though next season. I did hear a strong rumour about that.
That you created.
That's on my channel, that.
Well, yeah, we've heard about this. But Locks, how are you doing, mate?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Not bad. Barber's open, gym's open, pub garden's open. So just football fans now left to go in, full capacity and all of that. So yeah, slowly getting there, but yeah, we'll see.
You know what? People moan about my sound, and I try and source it out. I try and solve it, and I'm getting Leeds, Bradford Airport. I'm getting just it's all in there. It's all in there. But guys, before we get into it, let's go to our fantastic sponsors on these videos. Football prizes. We've got 2 fantastic pieces available this weekend for you. First of all, we've got Jack Harradonna himself. Jack Harrison signed and framed Leeds United shirt, $4.95 a ticket, 99 tickets available. And yeah, that one closes on Wednesday, the 21st of April. Check it out, guys. Jack Harrison, what a piece that is. And just for Joe Wayman, I thought I'd show them this piece. But what a little piece this is. Lionel Messi signed and custom framed Barcelona shirt with LED lights, so you can have a party with the goats as well. $7.95 a ticket, 99 tickets available. Competition closes on Monday. And it's not just that either, guys. There's plenty of other stuff on football prizes. For the general football fan, for Leeds fans, for all of you. Check it out. Football prizes.
I just want to shout out Justin Cross as well, who watches us every episode, and I speak to him regularly, and he's been flinging a lot of his hard-earned cash at football prizes, waiting to win one, and he finally won the Bielsa signed framed shirt with the LED lights last week, and it arrived, and he sent me some pictures which I put on our socials, and he's absolutely buzzing. So I just want to say well done to Justin as well, and thanks for always watching, brother. So yeah, well done, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always good support for the channel as well. It helps the channel massively, and football prizes. So big thanks for that, Justin. But let's go to the first game, because Corey has already took over the show, as always, as a typical West Ham fan there. All quiet he was at the start of the season, Ben. All quiet was Corey. Yeah, honestly, quieter than... I just can't put into words. Can we, Joe Wayman? Yeah, we couldn't
relegation, weren't he? Yeah.
Now, he's calling it on. We're in 30 seconds.
Newcastle, like West Phil
Ham,
Foden who went back there, isn't he?
Yeah.
Giving it big licks.
Handshake with all the Champions League sides out there, ready to take over next season. Now, look, I've got to enjoy it now, let's be honest. I mean, some of the seasons I've had to endure. Like, honestly, we've had like 4 relegation battles, so it's just nice to be winning for once. And, it's great. Lingard's doing his thing. I'm enjoying life. Everything's sweet as. So it's 7 cup finals now. That's the way we're looking at it. Got to be at our top level to try and secure something that I couldn't imagine.
Okay, well, I've got 2 questions for you, man. First question, obviously Newcastle West Ham this weekend. Are you feeling confident? And the second question, Jesse Lingard, is he going to stay at West Ham or is he going to go elsewhere?
Yeah, I'm feeling relatively confident. Newcastle should be on paper the game that's the easiest out of some of the ones that we faced, and I think a lot of West Ham fans look. We've nearly bottled 3-0 leads. I mean, we did bottle 1, and we managed to get through the last 2. But every single week at the minute, it's a bit of a nightmare. So we're just hoping for a really boring 1-0, 2-0 game where it's just awful. We play terrible, but we still win because the next week we've got Chelsea, and for me that's a massive game. If West Ham really want top 4, they've got to pull something out of the bag. Lingard. It's a tough one, isn't he? Because I think he's been linked now with Inter Milan, Madrid, teams like this, which I don't quite fully believe. But I think anyway, a lot of Premier League teams will be looking at him next season. And West Ham have really got to get European football to try and convince him to come over. And United will keep bumping that price up. The better he does, if he gets to the Euros, he has a great Euros. Again, it keeps rising. So there's so many factors.
Is it even guaranteed to let him go?
Well, this is the thing. I think United were very clever in the way that they manufactured that deal. They gave him to West Ham. They knew he would get a lot of playing time, and they knew that if it was successful, that they could ramp that price up. He's only got a year left of his deal. So in theory, I would have said beforehand 15, 20 mil. But every time he keeps coming out and playing like Maradona, you keep adding another 5 mil to the price tag. So it's really frustrating for us, particularly as me as a West Ham fan, because I know our board will just plead poverty. And if we can't go and get someone like that and he wants to come to the club, I'll be absolutely gutted. But I've said, even if he was at United, he's not going to play, is he? Pogba, Bruno Fernandes, you can't see it. So for him as well, he should look to leave.
Obviously, locks, disappointed last weekend, but you've got to be looking at this game as a Leicester fan, the possibility that West Ham can leapfrog you. Obviously, I know psychologically that's a big blow, surely. Obviously, I know you've got the game in hand, but even going into that, it's got to be a bit of a psychological blow if West Ham do win this one, surely.
Yeah, for sure, because obviously we've always had for a while now, we've had West Ham, below us. And a lot of the time, Leicester fans have always said, we've tried to avoid saying West Ham are kind of challenging us for third spot. We've kind of stayed away from that. We've always thought Chelsea, Liverpool, if they come good, if they string some results together, they could take us. But yeah, man, West Ham, they're just not stopping. I did a blog for West Ham. It wasn't your channel because I'm never invited on Corey's, but it was a different one. It was a different one. But no, I was saying, to be fair, out of all the teams that start the surprise packages at the start of the season, like Southampton, Villa, obviously West Ham are the only ones that have kind of maintained it, and fair play to them. So they deserve to be where they are now. And yes, I think it would be a psychological blow, big one for them to overtake us. Because obviously we don't play, so we haven't, even though we'll have a game in hand, I think it still plays on the mind of the players, knowing that we're now not third, we're fourth. So yeah, I think it will definitely have an effect on them.
Right, my next question, I was going to go to Ben next, but the big question is, Corey, why don't you have locks on your channel, mate?
Do you know what? I was a bit like the result and the fact we were battering him. And I thought, you know what? I'm not going to get him on after because he'd probably get the ump with it. I saw him on his watch along and he wasn't happy at the end. So I was just like, maybe I'll just let him simmer. But just to reiterate, we did the double overview, 3 goals, 6 goals, 2 games, lovely stuff. Leicester this, Leicester that. Maddison did bother to turn up and it just suited us right down to the ground. So lovely stuff.
Ben, just a quick request. Can you please just take West Ham out that Champions League? Please, Liverpool. Just catch him up. I can't stand Corey like this.
Trying to, mate. They're doing well, aren't they? They've done, let's be honest, done fantastic this season, West Ham. Lingard's been a revelation since he's popped in, hasn't he? So it's going to be interesting. I still think Man United will sell him. It's a tactic, like Corey said, and let's be honest, he was getting the minutes and it's worked. So they're probably going to get 20, 25 million for him. That they were looking about 10 million a few months ago. So it's good business for Man United. And I think Lingard wants to leave Man United. It's as simple as that. I think he's found the right fit with West Ham. Can they get top 4? They've got a few tough games coming up, and I think this is a big one for them because let's be honest, you see West Ham winning this. We've picked up a few wins, so trying to put the pressure on them. So in the last game, West Ham had a little bit of shaky moments in the second half, so it's going to be interesting to see how they react in this one. But I do fancy West Ham. I think they've done well this season, but we just need to keep our heads down and see how we get on and see if we can beat them for this 4th place. I do think there's 2 points up for 2 places up for grabs, so there's a lot to play for still in the league.
How much you like West Ham?
Because I don't. That's why you said that. By the way, I've got to say, Locks, your hair's really coming in. Isn't it? Mate. It's like watching cress grow in an egg. Joe, I've got to say, Newell's Old Boys on Twitter. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I know, right? They tweeted me today, which is pretty impressive. They even name checked me. Looks good, Joe. So I was like, yes, brothers, yeah. I posted my shirt, my new shirt, yeah, with my Bielsa tattoo, and I've had loads of Argentinian followers and some nice messages and that. So that's cool, man. It's good. Brothers in arms, synergy, man. That's what Bielsa does.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful. You haven't seen it yet? Do check it out. Joe's.
I did see your post on my my Facebook where it said nice knob shirt, or was it just knob? I think it was just knob. Yeah,
just that was a big knob.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that on Twitter because public persona. I want to come across as a nice guy. But when it's just Facebook friends, then knob away. Good. I hope that answers your question, Oscar.
Well, you always come across as a nice guy, pal. Really.
Thank you.
Really,
Thank you.
Always come across
Oscar,
as a nice guy.
I've got one for you. Who built an aeroplane that couldn't fly?
I don't know, mate.
The Wrong Brothers.
Hey, love that.
Right.
Just on that as well. No, sorry to think. But someone tweeted a picture of Maradona when at Newell's meeting Fidel Castro. I believe it's Fidel Castro. It might not be, but I think it is. And he's got a tattoo with Castro on his calf, and he's showing it Fidel, and he's passing him this Newell's shirt. And someone said they need to make it happen, so I tagged in the club and that, and I was like, please make this happen so I can do the same to Bielsa, showing my calf and that. That would be some experience, but obviously they won't make it happen. But you never know. You can always dream, can't you?
Joe, have you just compared yourself to Maradona there, mate?
Well, I'm not saying that. It was the Argentinians that said that, mate. I can't possibly comment.
I thought you were comparing yourself to the most famous Cuban revolutionary, but either way.
Fidel, yeah. I think it's Fidel anyway.
Anyway.
Yeah.
West Ham, mate. What are you saying, Joe Wayman? Declan
Do you know
Rice
what?
out, but it's not affecting them.
Yeah, do you know what? I think you know what football's like, and it's such a funny old game. I think they get beat. I do.
Don't.
No, I do, Corey. I mean, you've been 9-3, is it? Arsenal, Wolves, Leicester, great. Managing to score 3 goals. I know you've nearly been picked on all of them, but managed to hold fast. I just think I'll make that happen.
Come on, Hal. Come on.
But I think they get beat at the weekend by Steve Bruce's Newcastle. I do, and it'll be a real turn up for the Bucks if they do. It's at St James's Park as well. I don't know. There's something, when you just get them feelings, and I'm like, that's the one that's going to undo them. I just want the Lingard thing. Maybe the Inter Milan isn't a bad shout. To be fair, we've had a few people go over from the Premier League and work under him, under Conte. So maybe that isn't a bad shout. I do think West Ham will find it hard to keep Jesse, because if he doesn't go abroad, there'll be a few in the Premier League higher up, that'll want him. I know Ollie's making out that he wants him to come back and that, but again, I think that's BS. And I think Jesse, now having gone out and experienced playing somewhere else, will be like, yeah, I'm up for that. But it's going to be tough for him to keep him. And I just want to ask Locks, is Brendan Rodgers having his his yearly bottle job as well, mate. What's happening there? You're gonna drop out? Join us in the Europa Conference, maybe?
Not that far. Now we've had hiccups though. To be fair, we've had a few hiccups this year. In 2021, Leeds, one of them, was a big hiccup. But I think they've learned. I don't know. We didn't really speak much about the game against West Ham last Sunday. It was more about the news that came out about the Leicester players who had a party 2 days before one of the biggest games of the season. Ridiculous, but yeah, I think that must affect the play. With the news coming out in the Sun and things like that, and players getting dropped, it must affect them. So I'm going to put the loss down partly to that. I'm going to, but partly, Corey. But yeah, it's who knows. I mean, there's been a few times now over his career where Brendan Rodgers has bottled something, so it could happen again.
Bit of a clown, Maddison, I think, for me doing that. Do you remember that interview that he did? And he came out and he spoke so candid, and he was like, "Yeah," and everyone was like, "Go on, it's nice, it's refreshing to hear that." And then for him to do an absolute, especially the England thing, he could have gone on a rich vein of form. I know it's difficult. There's players ahead of him under Gareth, in his opinion, but now he's got no chance, has he? And I just think, what a tip.
No,
I know he's a great player, but.
I mean, I thought it was ropey anyway because of the amount of injuries he's had this season. It was ropey that he'd make it to the Euros. I think if he was fit, he would have been in the last qualifiers for England. I think he would have made that squad. But now I don't think. I mean, 2 years or a year and a half ago, he was in the England squad and he was pulled out because of an illness, and he was photographed in the casino like the day after. And that was, that caused a bit of problem for him. And now this, and it's not just him, it was the club captain, Wes Morgan. He was involved as well. We've now learnt, which is ridiculous. But yeah, he doesn't help himself. There's all this debate all the time. Maddison, Grealish, Foden, Mount, all of this. And Maddison's quite far down that list anyway, as it is. And now he's not helped himself whatsoever with this. So yeah, he's definitely not making the Euro squad. Absolutely not. And I don't think he deserves it either.
Well, let's get some predictions in. Let's get some predictions across the board. Newcastle, West Ham. Wayman, you said Newcastle. By which score are you thinking?
2-1. 2-1.
Okay. Hal?
Yeah, this one's going to be a West Ham win. It's going to be 1-0 away from home.
Okay. Ben?
I'm going to go for a 2-0 West Ham win. I just think Newcastle are dreadful, to be fair.
Okay. Corey?
I'm going to go 3-1 West Ham.
Okay. Locks?
Yeah, Newcastle are awful. Unfortunately, West Ham 2-0 win.
I'm going to back West Ham here as well. 2-1 to the Hammers, I'm thinking. So next game to look at is, I'm going to you, Hal. Wolves versus Sheffield United. Now, I'm going to ask you what I asked you last week. Is there a chance Paul Heckingbottom loses every single game as a caretaker manager before the end of the season?
I'd rather talk about Sean Dyche than Paul Heckingbottom, to be honest.
The floor is yours, mate.
Is Sean here? Can we hear from Sean?
What was that? Was there a question that came up? I missed that.
Thoughts on Joe's Bielsa tattoo?
All right, okay. Doodling on yourself. Get some paper and a pen like a man. And if you're Patrick Bamford and you're watching, bring your parents. I draw pictures of quarries and gravel and the abstract sensation of pain. I think Paul Heckingbottom has got a realistic possibility of losing every game as manager. He will not be appointed long term, and Wolverhampton Wanderers will beat Sheffield United. It won't be a thrashing. It'll probably just be the odd goal because that's how we tend to lose games. Likely to be 2-1. If we can score one, I'd celebrate that as a victory the way the season's going.
Okay. I mean, Joe, can you see any hope for Sheffield United here at Wolves?
No. I'm just laughing at some of the comments coming in about the whip ball, we outball, whip ball, we outball, like Square Ball have been saying that, because that's literally all Paul Heckingbottom says in his press conferences. We were good whip ball and good we outball, and we need more to do with Whitball than we did with the Outball. And yeah, it's just really funny. But no, mate. Look, I don't see it happening. Wolves 2-0 for me. Routine banker on the old coupon.
Okay,
Sorry,
okay.
Al.
Locks, do you give any... I mean, Wolves haven't been great this season. They have been a bit unreliable. They've struggled to score goals as well. Could we see a really pouring game here?
I mean, I agree with you. Wolves, obviously, they've been nowhere near the levels they were at last season. But yeah, unfortunately, I think the hope's gone. Obviously, well, the hope has gone. In regards to any great escape. And I don't think the players are going to show up, any better than they have done in the past. So yeah, all I can see is a Wolves win here, probably 1 or 2-0, I would say.
Okay. Corey, what are you going for in this one, mate?
Yeah, I've got to agree with what everyone else has said, really. I think 2-0 comfortable Wolves win.
Wolves do have some key players out. Pedro Neto is going to miss the rest of the season, and that also means he's ruled out of Portugal's Euro 2020 campaign, which is massive blow for him. They're also without Ruben Neves and Raul Jimenez. Moutinho's only just come back from an injury. Willy Bolly's been out. So if there is a time to play Wolves, it probably is now.
Fair enough. But you still don't think you can get the result here, Hal?
Well, I'm clinging on to any kind of glimmer of hope, and like I say,
you just said all that, and you'd already said you were going to get beat.
Yeah, but my glimmer of hope is it's the best time to play Wolves, and I think we will score, but we will still lose.
Hal, can I ask you a quick question? Because I watched the Arsenal game, and what did you think of Sheffield United trying to play out from the back and Ramsdale trying to ping balls in to actually use his distribution? Is that something that you reckon Sheffield United are going to play like next season, or do you reckon it's just Heckingbottom doing Heckingbottom things?
Yeah, we have noticed that. Most of that, I was doing the watch along for that game, and I wasn't really concentrating on the game. I was trying to think of Sheffield United players that are associated with birds of prey, and we were doing Sheffield United players that could also be chickens. It's a lot of fun on the watch along. So if you haven't joined us before, if you want to just watch someone talk about a game, that's great. If you want to watch anything else, I will talk about anything but the game of football, because my heart has been ripped out and someone swallowed it a long time ago. This season has really taken it out of me.
Partridge by the week, mate.
Partridge is back on the 30th of April. Isn't that exciting? Very exciting.
But yeah, that's Anyway, but Ben, what are you saying? Wolves, Sheffield United, mate.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the same as Corey. I'm going to go 2-0 Wolves. I think Wolves this season have been very similar to Sheffield United, whereby they've missed the fans. I think they've had a bad season. But they've got to put in a performance, haven't they? They've had too many bad results over the last few months. But yeah, 2-0 Wolves.
Okay, so a lot of 2-0s there. Let's move on to the next game, which is, of course, we've got a bit of an FA Cup semi-final weekend. Chelsea-Man City on Saturday evening. Big game, Tuchel versus Pep, the two most informed teams in 2021. Waitman, can Tuchel cause a bit of a surprise here? Is this where he earns that massive reputation, if he winning games like this?
Yeah, just I'm laughing because Tom from Man City Fan TV, I was speaking to him earlier, and he said that he said the most Yorkshire thing ever when he was talking about Thomas Tuchel. He said old Tommy Tuchel. He called him Tommy Tuchel. He said, oh yeah, he's done well, that Tommy Tuchel. And it just had me in stitches. Tottenham are 1-0 up, by the way. They've just scored.
Oh.
Yeah, anyway, sorry.
Jeff Stelling.
That's my job, mate. That is my job. I'm Chris Kamara on the games here, mate.
Come on, Tammy, tell us who scored.
I don't know, Jeff.
By the way, if you do want to hear a podcast featuring Chris Kamara, Once Upon a Time on the Pitch, my latest podcast. It's available wherever you get podcasts, featuring Chris Kamara, including that story that Oscar was just referencing.
I knew as soon as I said Chris Kamara that you were going to bring that out. I knew as soon as that.
Oscar, you kind of let the cat out of the bag about who my next guest is.
Yeah.
Okay, it's official
Alan
now.
Shearer.
Thank you, Oscar. I hadn't actually confirmed it with you yet. It is Alan Shearer. Don't tell Oscar things off air.
You didn't tell me off air. We guessed from the last week when we kept saying, "Is it Alan Shearer?"
I'll promote it soon. Put it that way, because it's going to be another event which people can actually ask questions live. I'll do that on the next one.
Great stuff.
But
yeah, make sure you check out Hal's podcast and get some 5-star reviews sent over there now, please.
How many reviews are you on now, mate? Because it shot up last week.
I haven't checked. I'll have a look.
Smash a review, guys. Smash a 5-star
smash
review.
a 5-star
Go
review.
do it, guys.
I don't know though, mate. It's going to be interesting, innit? Is this Tuchel's like biggest test so far? Maybe. I think. Obviously, I know they got the win against Atletico Madrid. Porto was a given, really. So is this their biggest test? Possibly. So it'd be interesting to see how they approach the game and how they get on. But look, I want City to win the quadruple so that we can have bragging rights as the only team to not be defeated by Manchester City this season. Because although Man United have got 4 points in them in the league, they were beaten in the FA Cup. So teams beaten by City this season, only one, and it's the mighty Whites, Leeds United. So a bit like Corey, the way he's bouncing around. If City go and do the quadruple, we can dine out on that for a couple of years. So, yeah, City hopefully win that game, and it's going to be a tight one, though, I think. 2-1 City.
Okay. Hal, do you back City here, or do you think Chelsea, pretty decent form themselves, can cause, I say surprise, it wouldn't be a massive surprise if Chelsea do win this?
No, I don't think you get to this stage in the Cup and have surprises, really. It's very rare you get those Millwall, Cardiff seasons. Your Millwalls, your Cardiffs, your Portsmouths. So I think this is going to be one of those games that Man City win. I know, Tommy Tuch, he's had a good little start, but this is going to be a step too far. And Pep Guardiola is going to tactically outmaneuver him. Manchester City will win this one. I think this will be a good game, 3-1 to City. And did you hear that De Bruyne negotiated his own contract? He doesn't have an agent. And he did it all through football analytics websites, which I think is just fantastic. And good for him.
Highest paid player in the league now, I believe. De Bruyne, I think, is that? I'm not sure if that's true.
Yeah,
but I think
it is true. And a big worry if you're an agent.
Yeah.
But a good sign. Bye, Nina Raiola.
Yeah, exactly. That's a positive thing. I think he went and said, look, these are my numbers and I'm yet to enter my peak, and based on what these data analytics show that I'm going to enter my peak. And I think it's amazing and fair play. And yeah.
Well, it saves clubs.
That Raiola's a bell end.
Well, it saves clubs a lot of money, additional money, dead money on agent fees if they eventually are cut out of the equation. We go back to those Brian Clough days, before, because he wouldn't have agents in the room when he negotiated contracts.
Which is the right way to be. It's Ben,
penalty Everton, Sigurdsson, one's a piece.
Well, Joe, you were like that, weren't you, when you were negotiating my deal for next year with just Joe TV? You wouldn't speak to my agent. You went with directly. And I got to be honest, I respected that.
Yeah.
Who's your agent?
You came with all the stats and analytics, didn't you, mate, to be fair?
Yeah. Oscar's just asked, who's my agent? I'm trying to think of a famous agent that you've already mentioned, Raiola, and I can't think of any others.
Okay, whatever. I thought you did a couple. I was teeing you up there, mate, to say something funny.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what, if you tear me up to say something, I have just written a new book, which is available on Amazon and anywhere else you get books. It is called All Hollow. If you could do me a favour and buy that, because so far I've got a garage with 500 copies and no one's bought it. So if you could buy that, All Hollow, it is horror fiction, but it is based on my time in Gibraltar, travelling inside the rock and some of the things I saw. It's a dark horror, literally.
Guys, do check it out. But hang on, I've got to be honest, mate. When you
said anything this man can't do,
just plugs everything every week.
When you said you got 500 in your garage, I was just getting visions of Alan Partridge and bouncing back.
I'm going to have them pulped, but no, seriously, I can't have
Check it out, guys.
I can't have them pulped. Please purchase one. There are no pictures. It's a story, but I'd be really grateful. All Hollow. Thanks.
Check it out.
The only thing missing, from Haaland and the link with Partridges, hopefully one of the viewers that watches us week in, week out will be that guy that has all them pictures of Hal in his room. That would be epic. I forget the guy's name, but What we can, yeah. All hollow.
Oh,
Check it
hello.
out.
Ben, obviously midweek, Phil Foden, massively impressed. I mean, can you see him doing the business again? He stood up in every single big game for City, being the big player in the big moments. Can you see him being decisive in this one?
Oh, mate, he's a serious baller, isn't he? And I also think, you mentioned Phil Foden, but also Mason Mount's in good form as well, isn't he? It's going to be interesting to see how they both go toe-to-toe. But I agree with Joe. I think they get this wrapped up. 2-1 win for me. I think the first one's the one that they're trying to get sorted straight away, and I think they don't want to fuck it up against Chelsea. If they get this in, you can see them start getting excited for the quadruple, as much as it pains me to say it. But you wouldn't bet against them at the minute, and quite confident that they'll be confident going into this Chelsea game. So it'll be a good watch this. Looking forward to watching this.
I think you might have found Jordan Dix. He might be Hal's super fan. He's a top man, Jordan. He's a top man, Jordan. But anyway, who doesn't love Hal? Corey, obviously Phil Foden's been a lot of love for Phil Foden in the last week or so. He even called it on with Kylian Mbappe. Do you see him approaching that kind of level of talent now?
Yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it? Because I think Mbappe has come through a little bit earlier, Haaland as well, and I think Guardiola's kind of kept Foden behind closed doors, and people like probably the last year or so were saying he needs to go out on loan or play regularly, but clearly he knows what he's doing with him. He's an unbelievable talent, and I think what's really impressive is he steps up on a big stage at that age. We saw that with Bellingham as well in the week. We've got two English talents that are willing to step up, and you need them in those type of big games. And I think they were a little bit worried when David Silva left, who they're going to bring in, but listen, Foden stepped up massively.
Absolutely. I mean, Locks, look at Man City now. Do they even need a centre forward anymore?
I don't think they do, mate. No, I don't think they do. I think they will buy one because it's Man City and they can buy who they want. Obviously, I'm hearing rumours of Haaland. Is that still something? I know we spoke about it a couple of weeks ago. Haaland, Man City are probably one of the only clubs in the world that can afford Haaland, and what a signing that would be. But I mean, yeah, I don't think they particularly need one. They don't need one as much as other clubs need a striker. So, but no, I agree with what Hal was saying a minute ago. Like, you don't get to this stage of the competition anymore, and there'd be too many upsets. And even though Chelsea and Man City are two big teams, I can't bet. You wouldn't bet against Man City making it to the final and even winning the whole thing. I hope Chelsea do it because it would be more of a favourable tie to Leicester if they get through in the final. But I can't see anything but a Man City win, unfortunately.
Let's have a prediction, mate. What score are you saying?
I'm going to go with a 2-0 Manchester City.
Okay, let's go round the room. Corey, prediction?
2-1 City.
2-1, Ben?
Yeah, I've said 2-1 as well, mate.
All right, Jeff.
Hal, prediction?
Well, that was terrifying, wasn't it? A prediction, not all of them get pulped. That's my prediction. And also, I just had a quick look on Once Upon a Time on the Pitch podcast reviews. Thank you very much to Keza, who's written all Leeds, aren't we? I will say 3-1.
Again, more partridge by this second. It's like you're on Mid-Morning Matters reading out the...
He's gone.
Just wait. Anyway, Wayman, I think you gave us a prediction, didn't you?
2-1, mate. I said 2-1 City,
2-1.
yeah.
Okay, I think we're all backing City. I'm going to back City as well. 2-1 to City. Let's go on to the other semi-final. Leicester Southampton. Obviously, Locks, both teams massively out of form. But you must be glad you got Southampton rather than the other two.
I wouldn't say massively out of form, Oscar. That's a little bit harsh.
You're quite out of form.
No, not mad. Nah, not too. I mean, look. Southampton obviously last season, the 9-0. The commentators, I'm sure, will be going on about that on Sunday. They love to do that. But later on in that season, we lost to Southampton. We beat them earlier on this year, but not too comfortably. So, but I am hearing. I don't know if anybody else has heard these rumours about the players are not playing for Ralph anymore. Have you guys heard that? I've heard there's been a Barney. They've had a Barney in the changing rooms. Apparently, I've been told in the last couple hours. I don't know if it's true. But look, they started the season so well, Southampton, but they've dropped off so much, and I think there was fear, just a couple of weeks ago, that if things went really bad, they could still get relegated. But I don't think they're good enough to stay in the league, and I think they are good at the moment. They're good enough to make the semi-final, as we've seen. But I think Leicester, we are going to have too much for them. I mean, Maddison's back now, allegedly. He's back from his one game being dropped for that, and I think Leicester will beat them comfortably this weekend. Hopefully they do. I think 2-1, as some people are saying in the chat. Leicester hold the record for the most FA Cup finals without a trophy, which is 4, and we've not made the final, a semi-final of the FA Cup for about 29 years or something like that. So it's good to be here. Unluckily, no fans, no Leicester fans, but I think we'll still
winning the FA Cup. What would you prefer? Finish top 4 or win the FA Cup?
I knew you were going to say that. Yeah. I mean, it's a tough one, mate. Because
say if you get to have the day out at Wembley, for you're one of the lucky fans who say hopefully fans are allowed back in at that point, and you're allowed to go to Wembley, just to maybe change it up a little bit.
I think I'd take top 4, mate. I think I'd take top 4.
Really?
I think
Over a cup.
I would.
Over a cup?
A cup is forever, Locks.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Etched into history.
I totally agree with that. You got.
Come on, this is silverware. This is the FA.
Yeah,
I know.
It's all right, bro. It might be all right if you're Liverpool, if you're Arsenal, if you're Man United. Come on, man.
Right.
It's an FA Cup.
I get that. No, I get that side of things, mate. It's just
Top
For
everything that's wrong with this country.
They've become Leicester have become that big club where they're like,
no, but the reason I'm saying this though is because I genuinely think that we're gonna. Oh, I don't know, mate. It's tough. I think we can win it. I mean,
realistically. Sorry, Locks. Realistically,
Go on.
where are you going to go in Europe, bro?
And no one's going to remember that you finished top 4 in 20 years. Everyone remembers who wins the FA Cup.
Yeah, but we made it. I know it's not, nothing too big to brag about, but the year we did get a Champions League a few years ago, we did make it to the quarterfinals. We made it further than any other British team in that season. I get your thing, because obviously there's, it's silverware and all that, and we've never won the FA Cup and we hold that record. But I just think, mate, bottling top 4 football for 2 years in a row, mate. And I think if it happens, we're gonna lose players, mate. We're gonna lose players. We are gonna some players. Yeah, but still, mate. Look at who was it who won the? Was it Portsmouth? Wigan? Did they win it? Was it
Wigan? But you ask Wigan fans, right? How they felt that day when they beat Man City? I'm telling you, they'd rather
how
that.
They feeling now? But how they feeling
I'm
now?
telling you, them fans that were there that day would be like, Ben Watson, whoever it was. They wouldn't be like, oh, I wish we were still surviving relegation though every season.
I dream of seeing Leeds win at Wembley. A dream of it. Dream of being there, seeing us win at Wembley, running down Wembley Way.
Yeah. No, I get that. No, I get that completely, mate. I think maybe if Leicester hadn't have won the Premier League if Leicester hadn't have won the Premier League 5 years ago, it might have been. I might have had a different insight into it. But I think, mate, Leicester City's aim is to compete at that top level year after year after year. And I think the best chance of that, attracting the bigger players, is to finish in the top 4, mate. Even though we might get bombed out in the group stage next season of the Champions League, right? Which is a big chance of that
and
happening.
Then maybe not get top 4 the following year because everyone else improves and you get Europa League, or you don't even finish in the top 7. But you could have won an FA Cup.
We're going to attract. The fact is, we're attracting better players if we finish top 4 rather than winning the FA Cup. It's a fact. You're going to.
Do you think Brendan Rodgers though would not rather win that English trophy, that big like an FA Cup and Premier League? Do you not think he would rather win the trophy with Leicester?
I think Brendan Rodgers would rather win the FA Cup, mate. Yeah, I think he would. But Brendan Rodgers isn't going to be at the club forever. We're going to support Leicester forever. So I don't think
you want trophies in the cabinet, bro.
Exactly.
I'll tell you what. If Rodgers bottles top 4 this year, there's going to be serious questions of him as a coach. I just think I think people are going to look. Leicester fans will go, where are we actually going? Like, you're probably enjoying it, but
Yeah, but Corey, I don't mean to be disrespectful here to Leicester. I really don't. But we've got to remember what Rodgers has done in the first place, getting Leicester to like this kind of level. You know, with the greatest respect.
True. I think.
Who else? The manager
What's
before?
in having that? What's in having that?
But, no, Ross, look,
no,
Ross.
it's not that. It's not that. No, I agree with you in parts there, mate. But it's more like, so when we won the league, obviously we were in the Champions League the year after, and we did well there. But you know, we fell apart in the league. We finished like 8th, 9th, 8th. You know, the 3 years after that.
That's a
last
disaster,
season,
that, mate. Absolute disaster for Leicester.
But it is. Come on, it is where we were, and obviously with then last season being second in the league all season, I mean top 4 all season, and then bottling it and falling off and finishing Europa League, which we threw away this year, and then to spend the whole season, like until this date, since the season started, we have spent every single game week in the top 4, to fall out again. I mean, to be fair, mate, it would be embarrassing. I feel. I know that's like me probably being a bit too big for my boots, being a Leicester fan and all that, mate, but we want to be at this level year after year after year, and I think finishing top 4 and bringing in the better players is the best way to do that. If we finish outside the top 4 and West Ham finish in the top 4, West Ham will be attracting bigger players next season because it's the Champions League. You know, we attracted big players.
I don't agree with that.
I do, mate. I do. I genuinely do.
I'm telling you now, Locks. You've got a Premier League in the bank. Yeah. You religiously finish European places in or thereabouts. West Ham are on a 1-season wonder. I mean that with the best intention from a player's perspective. There is no way they choose West Ham over Leicester.
If Leicester finish outside of the top 4 and West Ham finish top 4, does Lingard go West Ham or Leicester?
Lingard's different. He's playing at West Ham now. That's different. If it's someone from outside, I'm not buying that he goes to West Ham over Leicester.
I think the top 4 pull, mate. I think the Champions League football pull is big.
It's a lot bigger. It's a lot bigger than people give it credit for, I think.
Yeah, because Leicester want to attract players that are currently playing in the Champions League, right? So if Leicester aren't in the Champions League, players aren't going to leave a Champions League club to come to Leicester who are in the Europa League.
Like Rafinha did.
Is that even your business model?
That's true, though. Rafinha left the Champions League to a team that's just been promoted. Because it's Leeds. Because it's Leeds and Bielsa.
Yeah, but I don't know, mate. Look, I get your argument.
No, it's true, though.
I get it. I get it. But I mean, look, the question was, would I rather top 4 or FA Cup? I would rather top 4, and the reason for that is to sustain this level of football and this, top finishes in the league, more than just this year. And I think the best chance of doing that is finishing the top 4. That's what I believe. I don't think an FA Cup is. I get it's a trophy, and it'll be our first trophy since we won the league, and it could be our last trophy in a long time.
Matter though, mate. You just said the league didn't matter because you finished 8th or 9th the next season.
What, mate?
You said the league didn't matter because you finished 8th or 9th the next season.
No, I didn't say it didn't matter. I didn't say it didn't matter, mate. I'm saying it right. Anyway, all that matters is that I think top 4 would be better for the club than winning the FA Cup because of just sustaining this level of. I don't know. I think if we bottle it again, we might fall off. We might fall off, and we might not be in the top 4 next season. Throughout the whole season, next season. And going on, but other Leicester fans will disagree. I know there's a lot of Leicester fans that agree that they'd rather top 4 just because of what happened last year. But a trophy's big, mate. A trophy's big. I think we've got a better chance of finishing top 4 than beating Man City in the final, anyway. To be fair,
probably.
Fair enough. I mean, how are you? What's your view? Top 4, or if that was your Sheffield United shoes?
This is better.
Dave's asked the question that you're on about.
Yeah, just one sec. This is a brilliant question.
Well, I'll tell you why it is a good question, because it gives me a chance to mention that this isn't actually a hardback. We printed 500 of these, $6.99 a pop. It is paperback. However, I've also done a version on Audible, with the guy that I wrote this book with, Sim. And if you get the Audible version, it does include a special half-hour interview with me and Sim at the end. So well worth getting the...
Do we get to
Who
listen to
reads
your
it?
dulcet
Is it
tones,
you
mate?
reading the book, or have you got like Stephen Fry in or something?
I'm not reading it. Yeah, we got Stephen. Yeah,
Come on, mate. You've got to be reading that, you dulcet tones.
Well, the guy I wrote it with is a radio presenter as well. We actually won a gold New York Radio Award for a breakfast show we did together. So we're good pals, and then we've written All Hollow, which is very funny in places. So you can get that from all good bookstores and bad ones. And it always has to be, on Amazon, always has to be a trophy for me, because the FA Cup is still the most important trophy, I believe, in world football. And like I said earlier, people always remember. I used to work with a guy, you could say any year, and he would tell you who won the FA Cup in that year. I'd be very surprised if you said any year and he remembered who finished in the top 4.
Okay, so I agree. I actually agree with that. But let's get some predictions across the board. Locks has said 2-1 Leicester. Corey, Leicester Southampton.
2-1 Leicester.
Okay. Ben?
I'm going to go with a 3-1 Leicester win.
How?
If this Ralph Rabbit Hutch stuff is true, and the Saints players have fallen out with Magic Ralph, then I think this could be an absolute hammering. This could be another 9-0. It's not going to be, but it could be 5-0. Because if they've down tools, that's going to change everything. If that's a bit of insider knowledge, get some money on it. Of course, gamble aware.
Joe, what are you saying, mate?
Yeah, I think Leicester batter them as well. But I'm going to go 3-1 and give Southampton. Do you know what, as well? I just want to say my piece on Ralph, you know. It is quite funny. He was the greatest thing since sliced bread. He beat Liverpool, got 3 points, started crying, fallen like an absolute, you know, I don't know what the analogy, a bomb or whatever. And
It's a stone.
Stone, that's it. Yep. Fallen like a stone. And now the players aren't happy. I think it's quite funny. I know, listen, I never want anyone to lose the job, but I just think the amount
I don't know, mate. Frank Lampard was a bit different.
That's different. That's different. But, I just think, right, this is where...
You never want anyone to lose their job. Well, in any like head torturer for the Gestapo.
No, that's different, mate.
Okay, right. Just in football. Right,
yeah. No, I don't. I don't know. I feel bad doing it, like, because it's like, someone's actually out of work. But anyway, my point was, I think the media hype him up. I mean, I listen to stuff all the time, and it's like, even still, it's the board's fault because he's not getting back in. But if it was another character in there, it's just mad how the media and everyone flip-flop based on who it is, who that individual is. And I think they've backed him like he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. And I just, as
he's
I said, when it happened,
like a bomb.
Yeah, no, but it was Tin Pot. It was Tin Pot when he cried. It was Tin Pot. So Tin Pot. They won 3 points.
A man
3
crying.
Yeah, no, it was. Mate, come on. But yeah, look, 3-1. They're out of the FA Cup, and Southampton are gash.
What I love is that when we were doing that conundrum, like the FA Cup or top 4, that no one said, not even Locks, said that both could just happen. Leicester could just do both.
Good, yeah.
I mean,
but we know where Locks is at, because he thought it would have been a story if Man United...
Here we go.
But it doesn't have to be one or the other. It doesn't have to be one or the other, though, does it?
I just don't think it will. I don't think it'll be both, mate. No. To be fair, mate, like I said, I think top 4's more worthy. I think top 4's more likely than a FA Cup win. To be fair, just because of Man City or Man. But we've beaten both Man City and Chelsea, so who knows? But when we beat Man City, they weren't at this level, so I don't hold much hope.
Was it FIFA that the story was on?
No,
the actual the story mode.
No, what was it? What were we talking about? You said it would.
I know what you're talking about.
It was months ago. Come on.
No, but I'll never let you forget that. No story, man. They've won it all.
I think it would be.
A story. Leicester winning the FA Cup's a story, not Man United winning something.
Right, let's move on. Let's move on to the main game. The main game of the week.
Do you want me to read a poem to lighten the mood?
Have you got a poem about how much you dislike the FA Cup, mate?
No, yeah, we'll see what happens on Sunday, mate. We'll see what happens.
Your hatred of the FA Cup. Anyway, main game of the week: Leeds versus Liverpool. Look, we're going to have some big match content tomorrow. We've got the opposition preview. Sunday, we've got the big match preview. And Monday, of course, on ALTV, your match day experience as always. Ben, from the Liverpool end of things, are you confident going into this one? Considering you did actually play quite well midweek, I thought, against Real Madrid. You just couldn't find that cutting edge.
I think it was probably... they deserve to go out, to be fair, mate. I think if you're over 180 minutes of football and you turn up for 65 of them and you expect to go through, mate, you deserve to fucking go out. It's as simple as that. Confidence-wise, I think a lot better confidence-wise in the league. 3 wins on a bounce. Without sounding negative towards Leeds, I think it's the perfect game for us because we know we have to turn up against Leeds. If we start pissing around, Leeds will beat us. So it puts us on our toes. It's going to be an interesting one. Liverpool got to treat it like 7 cup finals now. We have to force it by hook or by crook to get this top 4. You know, similar to Leicester, I'm sure West Ham are the same. You know, people don't understand. If you don't get top 4, mate, it's a massive loss on the pull to these players. People just want to move into Champions League sides, and it's the money that comes with it. So Liverpool can't afford to not get this Champions League, and if they do, it's Jurgen's got to take some blame as well. He's made some stupid decisions. I thought in the midweek game against Real Madrid in the second half, changed the tactics. I don't know why he needed to do that, and it went against us. So
what did you make to Thiago and Jota not starting that game?
A little bit of a surprise, but you know, he's never really going to drop Gini Wijnaldum in some of the biggest games. He's tried and tested, you know what I mean? And I think the best one was James Milner came back in, he set the tone, he fucking volleyed Benzema all over the place 5 minutes in. And I'd have him start against you boys. I think he comes back into Ellen Road with a little bit of a point to prove coming up against his old side. So it is what it is. Liverpool haven't been great this season. It's a bit of a shambles, but 7 cup finals left and we've got to turn up against Leeds, otherwise they'll fuck it up and we'll lose. That's as simple as that for me.
I mean, Corey, from a West Ham point of view, obviously looking at this, you're looking at us to do you a favour here. Do you think we can?
Please, just do us a favour. Like, it's getting too tense. Possibly, yeah. Like I thought you were really good against Man City, to be honest. I know maybe it helped your cause a bit having 10 men, if that makes sense, because you were quite defensive. This game's going to be so open. And I think that the difference between City and Liverpool is clearly that Liverpool's finishing boosts just haven't been on, even against Madrid. I was like, I mean, Mane's looked so far off it. It's incredible thinking he was one of their best players last season. So they're going to rely on players like that, Jota maybe to pick up the odd goal. But I do actually fancy Leeds. And I did say this the other week, that no pressure on them. Bielsa, that mentality of just keep going, see where you can end up. I feel that they'll have the bit between their teeth and they'll fancy it. So possibly Leeds will edge it in a thriller, but please do us a favour, lads, because we really need it right now.
And Locks, same to you, mate. Obviously, you'll be looking for us to do you a favour here as well.
Yeah, for sure, mate, for sure. I think Leeds are going to have quite a strong, consistent end to the season, I think. But then Liverpool have, I mean, I said a few weeks ago when Ben was on last, like, I think Liverpool have a good chance of stringing enough results together and finishing, you know, close, if not inside that top 4. But I'm going to go for a draw. I think I'm going to go for a draw this weekend. I think there'll be goals. I'm probably going to go with a 2-2. Yeah, I'm going to go with a 2-2. It'll be a good game to watch. I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, 2-2.
Okay. Hal, what are you saying on this one?
This one is going to be close, but I do think it's going to be a draw. And I'm seeing a lot of comments asking for a Dyche impression again. I don't think you want another one. So, yeah, we'll say a draw. I'll probably go 1-1.
Okay. Joe, obviously, we're going to go into this in more depth in the next 2 days or so, 2 or 3 days. I mean, any initial thoughts going into this?
Draw. I do. I don't normally back us to win, but I've been saying it since that fantastic result we had last weekend. Something's telling me, and it's the same as Locks, Desmond 2-2. I think there's going to be goals. I had a look earlier on at the side that you know just picked us last time 4-3 on the opening day. They had Gomez, they had Virgil van Dijk, even Matip came off the bench. Henderson played. None of them boys are there. I think we will create a lot. We have Rafinha this time, and we didn't have before. Liverpool, it's do or die for them. I know a lot of Liverpool fans were hanging the hat on the Champions League and the Istanbul, and it's going to happen again. That we're all right, and obviously didn't go to plan, and now it's do or die for me, because if like Ben said, for them to not get in the Champions League after winning it, it'd just be mad. But it's going to be a great game of football to watch, regardless. The fact that we've already picked up 3 points against City in a run of 3 massive games for us in City, Liverpool, and Man United. Look, I still think seventh's on. And we need to pick up at least a point, and that's where my mentality's at. I look at this Liverpool game and go, point at least, because Liverpool haven't been great and Leeds are in some good form. I mean, we've won 3 on the bounce now, undefeated in 4, 0-0 with a very good Chelsea side at the time. I think we're peaking at the right time, and I think if Liverpool aren't careful and do make mistakes at the back, we already seen what Harrison did to Trent in that first game. He'll be back, Why not Rafinha in the mix? Although Rafinha might be out, mightn't he, after Fernandinho absolutely battered him. But we'll wait and see. But I'm excited for the game. And, I think we'll get a point at least.
Well, I'm hearing that champions again.
It's true, isn't it?
Yeah. But the under 23... Massive congratulations to the 23s. They have won their title today, led by Adam Forshaw in the team today. Good to see. But massive congratulations to the 23s winning the title again. Lovely stuff to see. But let's get some more predictions across then. So we've had Joe and Locks giving us predictions. Hal's giving us a prediction. Corey, what are you saying, mate?
Yeah, I was going to go 3-2 Leeds, but I'm sort of thinking 2-2 now.
Okay. Ben?
Tough one to call, but I'm going to back Liverpool 2-1. I think Liverpool cope better under pressure. This is a game that they have to step up in, and usually they do. It's going to be a tight game, but Jota is probably going to start, and he needs to start, and if he does, he's probably going to score, which he likely does. So, 2-1 Liverpool.
Okay. Well, we'll leave it there anyway, guys. It's been a lot of fun, as always, before the whistle blows. Just before we sign off, reminder of our fantastic sponsors on this video. Football prizes, 2 brilliant pieces here for you. Jack Harrison, Jack Harradonna, signed and framed Leeds United shirt. Absolute wonder kid, this man is, as we all know. $4.95 a ticket, 99 tickets available. 21st of April, that competition closes. And just for Joe Wayman, look at this for a piece. Lionel Messi signed and custom framed Barcelona shirt with LED lights. You can have a party with the GOAT. But plenty of other stuff as well. If you're into more your Ronaldo stuff, I'm sure there will be plenty of Ronaldo prizes on their way as well. But if you know your stuff and you go with Messi, there's also stuff with Messi. Or if you just love both, you can go to Football Prizes. They've got something for everyone. Check them out, guys. But we'll leave it there. Big thanks to all you guys.
Do you want one more?
Yeah, go on then, man.
Do you want one more? I just seen so many people asking. Do you want one more dice?
Yeah. Come on.
And then I think I'll probably retire it, but because you mentioned.
No. Move on to someone else. Do another match of that.
You can pick someone next week. Who was it then that was crying? Ralph Hasenhüttl?
Yes. Yeah, it was.
All right then. Crying. A man crying with his eyes, having feelings and emotions. I was outside. I kicked a squirrel in the nuts. That's a joke. And I started creosote in the patio with hate. And I cried once that day. Once. The day they closed the quarry. Buy Hal's book.
Yeah.
On that note, guys, smash the like on the video.
Make sure you check out the rest of the guys' channels over the weekend as well. Obviously, West Ham Way, Leicester City Fan TV, Sheffield United Way, Rivalry aside. Make sure you check them all out. They're all great lads, always doing bits. Thank you as always for coming on, lads. You're always welcome here and always fantastic guests.
Absolutely, and hope you all get the results you want this weekend. Other than you, Ben, I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry about that.
It's what it is.
Next week onwards, man. Next week onwards. But we will leave it there, guys. Big thanks for watching. Have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you later.